there. I guess that was the knife strategy of some kind. Didn't really work out. Homeless takes it. They'll pick a side. They choose to stay. They'll start on CT side. Remember, a CT-sided map. They're going to try to build up a couple of rounds before they head over to the T side. And of course, because Go seems to be more balanced than usual, it's not going to be the, well, it's probably not going to be the 10-5 slide that you normally see, but it's not the end of the world if you do see a 10-5 split here.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I know you were casting with Hiko last night. He was my replacement for the night. Did you ask him after you saw that Homos won? Did you ask him how he felt about that matchup? How do you think they were fair? We actually had to cut off a little early thanks to scheduling issues. I'll get back to that in a second. Hiko fires the first shot of the game. We are live and underway. Steel looking through the squeaky, finds nobody. Firing at nothing, actually, letting his damage get absorbed by that vent, albeit that vent doesn't absorb so much damage here. It's a pretty solid look, a pretty passive look, trying to figure out where everybody is and gather a bunch of information. This pistol round is so important, as we know, Clay. Yes, we do. Taking a look, we see Semphis is up, boosted up, and he gets that kill on the Frost in the heaven position. And now the death cam certainly gave away. And no, TCK is still not looking that way. That does not make any
sense. TCK knows his teammate died, and he didn't even bother to look. Now, the only way we can justify that is if he thought maybe at the same time a teammate would come in and he would get baited, and he was trying to metagame himself, and he just tricked himself. But at least look. So it's down to a 2-on-2. I was going to say a 3-on-3, and it will be cleaned up because that Braxton down there, that swag down there, blew up everybody coming up over the top. The terrorists, that is Complexity, take the first. They're looking good, and they want those early rounds because it's hard to get them later.
Yeah, getting that first pistol round as a terrorist is super important because we do know it is heavily CT-sided, and these guys are going to be on that SMG round. Actually, it looks like someone bought some AKs there, so they're going right for it, going straight for the Gusto. And I'm taking a look at this minimap. Just side note, it looks like they changed how the numbers look on the minimap in this update, and I don't like it. It's a lot harder to see who's who. Just a little side note, a little complaint from Clay.
Oh, I see that. I didn't even see those numbers. They're like tadpole
tails. That's what I look at to control the camera, and it's just going to make it even that much more worse. We see Steel take some damage there, out and outer, and I still can't. Yeah, this is terrible. That's Semphis and Steel outer at the red box, and the two guys, one in garage, one over at the CT red there, just playing it passively. And you also got one. It's a 4-man stack outer actually, leaving one man in the ramp. So this is a risky play here by Homeless, as if the T's do decide to go upper, they should be able to take it no problem since no one is guarding it. And they are in the ramp room now. Going to be able to make some plays here. Steel is there trying to get the kill. It does a lot of damage actually, but Sean Gears is able to stay alive with that P90. Are they going to be committing to lower? It certainly looks that way. We see the terrorists are heading down ramp right now, looking on the perspective of Steel. He's in the grate all by himself. Daze picks up a nice kill right there, and then nothing returns it. And that is going to make it 4 vs 4. Health's not looking so good for Complexity, but it is dropping for Homeless as well. There's another one by TCK. And look at this patience by Homeless right here.
Already a successful eco round, really.
Really is. Bomb finally gets planted. The action is still going on. Hiko grabs a kill for himself. And that's making a 3 vs 3. Monty goes down. And that's Steel and Monty are the last two alive. That was Frost that actually went down. And the bomb is planted in a good spot, and they do have good coverage here. It looks like they're going to be able to hold this off. As Hiko grabs another one, and leaves Steel with only 11 health, and he is not going to be able to handle 3 people with guns.
God, you know, it is a disappointment there, because if they just gotten a couple shots onto their teammate, or not their teammates, their opponents, they would have dropped 2 more. You know, Semphis is at 32. He goes down to 3. Nothing. May have survived a little bit longer. He's at 43 here, and we have a bit of a sound check here saying that your mic may just be a tad loud. That's all right. We don't need to adjust it just yet unless it becomes egregiously out of control.
I'll just little that should do the trick.
That is typically what we do. Pull up the overhead map. We'll see exactly what the third round is and has in store for us. Complexity looking like they're leaning toward outer. The bomb, including, is heading toward outer. That's Sean Gears with his Galil and his bomb. One hidden in the back of garage, one at CT red, and one at the upper railings that nothing doesn't see. He's trapped between 3. He gets taken out, and there's an AK free for the taking for the counter-terrorist. Steel comes up out of the secret, drills Sean Garrett. Another good start to another eco round here, and if Steel could just aim the 5.7 a little bit better, he would have a triple, or a double, excuse me. He didn't get the first one. Last one at outer. is Swag. He's trapped behind that. He's trapped behind the mini. Hunted down by TCK. Hiko knows exactly where he is. He'll probably get this kill, but probably not 3 more. 1 in secret, 1 in garage, 1 backing up to CT, and Hiko's got quite a hill to climb. I don't think he has any idea that this was coming in. He's got a lot to lose here. He's got full nades. He's got full health. And he's got an AK, especially on a round like this. Wow, nice 2-tap. Daze goes down. He makes it a little bit even here. 2 shots will get it done, really. A good chest shot will bring down Steel and Monty alike, so it's very, very doable here. Frost has actually dropped. I'm wondering if we're going to get a pause in a second. More than likely that will be the case. Hiko drops, finds the first. He's brought it to a 1-on-1, and they have virtually the same health. It's 31 to 20. Hiko now on the defensive. Pops open the toxic door. Good fake. Don't think he'll go in. Monty drops in. He comes in. He'll be the last man standing. Our clutch man, or the clutch attempt, looks at the silo. He goes actually behind there. Does he see his head? He does. He gets the first shot, and he gets a nice one-on-one clutch. Here is the tone setter round of the game. Homeless is not ready to surrender any round easily this game.
Yeah, they're really going for it, and you saw that was a great eco round. Great eco round by them, picking up quite a few kills right there and actually winning the round, as we saw. But Hiko actually almost came back and took that one away from him. I was a little bit surprised. You know, he was moving around a little bit in the bomb site down there, kind of gave up his position, unfortunately, and Monty was able to pick it up for the nice clutch. So
it was a bit of unfortunate timing. Hiko had it thought out, but he literally just saw the top of his forehead. Seen at the last second, I think.
Exactly. So that's going to make it 2-1. Homeless picks up the 3rd round, and I believe Cole was still able to buy. They are on AKs, and it looks like they're going to be pressuring upper here. Going to our number 9 man, nothing. He is waiting outside the hut, moving back out towards outer. Frost actually grabs an off shot right there, and he is actually playing outer, so good job by him. And he managed to take out Sempus right there. So that's going to make it 4 versus 5. But we do see that our number 8 man, Sean Gears, has managed to make it to the garage. And I don't think the CTs knows he's there. If you look at Frost through that X-ray, he's actually still pointing towards the T red box. And look at the Scares. Is going to be able to pick him up with that AK. Does get the kill. Op is down. And you see Steel is in secret. And now Gears is going to know about that as well from the sound cue.
This is nail biting. Nobody really wants to commit to a strat, and everybody's everywhere. The CTs don't necessarily know which way to face because they've left Hiko on the other side of the map.
They have, yeah. Hiko's kind of doing the lurk position here, it looks like, and he actually does have the bomb, so I think they're going to probably do a bit of a fake here down towards lower and then have Hiko maybe go upper as they are pushing down into secret, and we see the hut dazed, heard the door, so he is sticking around. Trying to get the guy in computer room. He picks up Sean Garrison, turns and gets Brax right there. Excuse me. And that's going to leave Hiko as the clutch man yet again on another 1 versus 3. Hiko jumping down for vent, picks up TCK. Don't know why he wasn't able to hear him. I guess he was a little bit too far away.
Was TCK looking at the ground or down the vent?
He was looking down at the vent, it looked like.
I think so as well.
Yeah, so the bomb is planted. Dazed is actually still sitting lower at the vents. I think he thought Hiko was probably going to jump down and try to get that kill. He's got to wait for Monty to come in and so they could re-enter the site together. Monty just picks up the kill. No problem on the Hiko, and that's going to be the bomb defuse, giving Homeless a 2nd round here. 2-2 so far.
That's rough. Complexity wanting to be at least 3-1 by now. Has got a bomb plant. Will be able to buy after this, but you know they're getting shut down a little bit because of how passive Homeless is playing. They're giving up a lot of ground, but they're not breaking. That bend don't break mentality may be exactly how they game plan this. Not playing the hard position at outer, holding onto the garage at all times, but dropping back to CT or dropping back to hell. That sort of thing may ultimately require some sort of game plan adjustment for Complexity. We'll see. We'll also see the tab screen here, if you'll pull it up for me, Clay. Just about everybody equaled up, except for the fact that Complexity has to save here. That's very misleading since they got a bomb plant. Steel drops down the vent, thinking no one will be down there, that they'll be pressing outer, coming back up. Maybe he did that as a sound cue to meta fake the terrorist into thinking that he rotated outer, but it doesn't really matter because the positioning doesn't change anything for this one. They'll be waiting at radio, ultimately looking to charge the number 2 man, that's Monty, at the end of the ramp. it's got to be a timed rush here. I don't know when they're going to commit to it, but you can tell by their body posturing that Monty's going to be the one tested, and he should be, considering how much he struggled yesterday. He's flashed, backing out, drops down the vent, and actually drops down the ramp, and waits for backup. Smart play here, but they've given up the ramp. Now, we know the ramp is sort of a second staging area, so nobody really commits to dying unless they charge like this, and Steel starts mowing. He's got 2. Can he fix the 3rd? He gets... No more. He actually gets headshotted by Swag. That's Monty who picks up the kill, and Monty who picks up a 2nd. He can get a triple if he fixes up his aim a little bit. Hiko now surrounded on multiple sides, and Daze cleans it up here. Good team effort there. It's 3-2, and Homeless has taken the first lead of the game.
Yeah, they have, which is a little bit to be expected here on the CT side of map. We know that. And taking a look at the money, Cole, after this buy round, still going to be low on funds, so if they don't win, they're going to, or get a bomb plant, they're going to be most likely looking at another save round to go along with the last one that they just had. So let's take a look at the map and see what Complexity is going to be doing here. It looks like they're going to be boosting someone onto the big rock possibly, and they have one person hanging out outer, and we do know Frost is holding onto the Alp, watching the box there from Garage. He's actually got a pretty good spot here, playing a little bit passively, looking more towards the T-Red, excuse me, rather than just looking at that peak box that they normally come out of. And he actually gives up, yeah.
Right now, you're kind of throwing those, like, those feeler, the reach punches, just to see exactly where people are. Complexity are enough rounds in now to use Sky Flashes, by the way, to enter, take over.
Yeah, Semphis actually was coming around, and they are entering top here. TCK is behind the barrels here at the site, and he does go down to nothing spraying as he just comes around, and they are cleaning this up. They have effectively entered the site, and they have the bomb down. So that leaves Frost and Monty on the clutch, and it is a 2v4, so they might just want to go ahead and save this, but also it's tough because you don't want to give up rounds here on CT side.
That was great execution there. We've seen the Sky Flashes many times from European teams first, actually. I think the first time we saw it was either Virtus Pro or NIP, who really abused the skylights and dropped many flashes and smokes up over the top. But the funny thing is, when I switched to the counter-terrorist perspective to just see what was going on the site, nobody was blind. It was just absolute devastation and pure aim.
Oh, when I was on TCK, he was he was super blind. But yeah, they did get those nice entries to go along with that strat, so it was a good job by them. I mean, even if the flashes don't effectively blind people, I think you're still causing chaos because, you know, you have to flick away to look to avoid them, so you're still going to have a little bit of success getting in the site regardless.
Take a look at your overhead here. It's a inner hole. It will probably be a default pressure prevent, considering that you might have Homeless pushing you now. You're going to see the entry fraggers for Complexity testing Monty because he had a hard time last night, and guess who was watching last night? Hiko. They're going to be testing him, and he has a very pliable position where he can drop back and not be the focus of too much attention, and also be supported by somebody who drops down and vent. That person, of course, who dropped down the vent is TCK, who gets obliterated. Swag puts a gun right to his face, plasters him to the wall, and takes out Steel, who is behind the bomb site at the same time. 2 counter-terrorists remaining, and Homeless are left with a unenviable position of a 2 versus 5 retake, and they don't have a ton of information about how much damage they did until their teammates reported in. As it is, it doesn't really matter how many people have how much health. If you're 1 on 5, you're still going to back out here, as Dazed is doing here, to prevent losing this weapon. I think, going into the next play, you could call me a little bit radical for thinking this, but they might be saving.
Yeah, it does look that way looking at their money. 2 guys at 0. TCK, the only one with above $1,000 right there, so he will be the only one with possibly enough money to buy there, so it will be a save round for Homeless.
Welcome to everybody joining just now. You are watching the MSI Beat It Grand Finals between Homeless and Complexity. This is game 1. It's currently 3-4 going into the 8th. Take it away.
Yes, we are on an exciting save round here from Homeless, which we've seen them pull out earlier in this game. It is 4-3, and it's quite a few rounds to be giving up here for the terrorists, which is a little bit unfortunate for Homeless. Let's see what they're going to be doing here to try and pull this eco round out. We see 2 members of Complexity are pushing hard on outer. I do believe they are aware of the economics here, and they might know that Homeless is on a save round because they're showing quite a bit of aggression outer that they weren't previously showing before.
I noticed so far, Homeless has yet to take a shot until Monty took that one, and they didn't necessarily know for a fact that it was an eco, but now it's pretty much a given.
Yes, Sean Garris picks up a nice kill onto Steel, who was pushing right there, got punished for that, and they are pushing in now towards outer. Brax, excuse me, once again. Oh, nice nade stack there, picks up the kill onto Monty. That's going to make it a 5 versus 3, and now it's left up to Frost, TCK, and Dazed. And Dazed actually bought, like I said, he was the only one sporting quite a bit of money there at the end of that round. So they are just trying to hold their position still, and Cole is still being very careful here. They aren't underestimating these guys.
Homeless are very, very dangerous, weapons or not. You've got to take this very seriously and support each other, because surrendering a weapon could be the difference between a win and a loss in that round.
Yeah, exactly. We see they just picked up 2 kills right there. Dazed is doing a lot of work with that gun that he is still toting, and that leaves Sean Garris and Brax as the only 2 members of Complexity alive. So this is very capable for Dazed to come up with the clutch here. Trying to, oh, that's a nice little boost there that we just saw from Complexity. Dazed is in heaven, securely trying to get this kill right here. Gonna be facing 2 people right now. Can't get the spray down. Sean Garris picks up that kill, and that's going to make it 4-3. Excuse me, 5-3 now. Complexity.
I'm genuinely surprised you can train yourself to say Brax. I look at that name and I still say Swag, but let's do what's comfortable for each other so we don't stumble over each other. Take a look at the tab screen here. No money on the board for Homeless. They full-on bought, and I mean it quite literally. Frost is the only one with any money left. By the way, I'd like to point out before we move on that Complexity looking great. 99, 96. 10-4 for Swag, and 6-5 in second place is Sean Garris. For a terrorist side, this is looking stellar. If you hit one more round, you've done your job pretty much back. You can walk away feeling great, but of course, Complexity will not be complacent. They will not sit on top of this. They look to build more, and they also look to do a little bit of an around the world here. They want to go toward, I believe, Hell. If you pull up your overhead or look at the mini-map here, they already control it. Semphis is sitting inside of there, and it's forced Daze and Monty to drop back to the ramp here. This is really good coordination. It's good understanding of the map dynamics here. Look, we've gotten pressured. We had a passive look at outer, and we weren't able to pick up a kill. So let's surrender that. Let's live to fight another day and fight it at ramp. I like this, but it could end up bad because there could be a pinch. We know that Hiko's coming around the other side. Semphis boosts up, takes out Frost. That's probably the second time that's happened already. They can start to look for that as a recurring sort of instance, because that's something that's going to punish them if they don't learn from that. Hiko steps, takes the first shot, brings down Daze through the smoke. Beautiful kill there. There's 2 left, just 1 left actually. That's Monty, comes up the ladder into the grinder. He gets mowed by 2. That's Swag and Semphis. That round goes to Complexity at 6-3.
Yeah, exactly. That was the second time we've seen him pull off that boost now, and it's been effective both times. The first time it got nothing, I believe. Or no, it was Sean Garris who got in there, and he actually did quite a bit of damage, took out 2 people from that boost. So it's been working out for him well, and, you know, if they keep establishing outside control like that, they should be able to keep abusing. I'm sure Homeless will start catching on, obviously, and they won't do that, but, yeah. I mean, so far they're doing a good job of that. Looking outer, we see Semphis is pushing through. Hiko's trying to get picks over at the ramp room. It is another eco round for Homeless, by the way, which is not going to be good, because if they get a 7th round here, T-side, that's going to spell bad news for these guys. As TCK gets taken down, but Steel respawns in kind, and that's Swag with another kill right there. Monty goes down as well. So Homeless is falling apart a little bit on this eco round. Dazed and Steel are the only 2 left alive, and they are both sporting under 50% health, with Steel actually only at 17.
There are only so many ways you can do eco rounds and be sneaky about it and still expect it to be fresh and surprising every time. If Complexity keeps running in eco rounds, you don't practice 4 different eco round strats unless you're absolutely insane. You plan on actually winning and doing gun round strats.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a 5-man Toxic stack.
Oh, we can only hope. We can only hope. Complexity is leading. Complexity is leading by 4, and they are not doing any suicidal strats as it stands. They are actually doing conventional holds, waiting for Homeless to sort of walk right into them. On the gun rounds, Homeless has been content to look passive, give up outer, play back, and surrender the outer to drop back to a double look at ramp. We don't know if that's going to be a gameplay change for them. Look for Daze to make some sort of calls here to see if something should change, if they want to try to hold on a little bit more desperately into holding that. By the way, as I was speaking about him, Daze is the first one that's going to find everybody. He hears them coming down the stairs, and he's got to hit the shot here. He got tagged, and that tag's going to slow him down. Takes the first shot. He knows he's in a bad position, so at least he trades out. Smart play by him to realize that I can't get down those stairs in time. Nothing cleans him up, and there are 3 terrorists now scaling down the stairs, heading toward lower. The bomb, however, on number 9 man, Nothing, is dropped. It's dropped it lower. They're not committing to this site. They're assuming that some people are waiting in there for them, and they are. Steel is in the vent waiting, and another CT that's I believe Monty is at the ramp waiting to crossfire here. Hiko, who's been the lurk every time, and of course, who is the career lurker for Complexity, is really, really harassing Monty. He can't commit to defending that site because he might risk getting shot in the back here. So this is a standoff, and that 4-on-3 finally gets broken. That leans toward the terrace side. Complexity has an advantage here. TCK's got one in his left, and he sprays him in the back. Memphis unfortunately looked away. It's down to a 2-on-2, but it's a little bit... It's closer to a 2-on-1. Nothing, just barely holding on here. And the lurk gets the kill. It's down to a 2-on-1. Frost has to make a big play. Our number one man comes through. Fights Hiko, doesn't win. It's another round for Complexity. It's starting to build in an ugly way for Homeless.
Yeah, Hiko with a nice spray right there. Picks up that round. That lurk, just too OP. And I thought it'd be another save round, but I think maybe Homeless might be on a losing streak at the moment, possibly. I don't think so. But I think they actually, yeah, I think they were able to get money because they got quite a few kills in that round, so they were able to buy. But looking at their money now, it's not going to be good if they lose another one, especially just because I mean 9 rounds given up for the terrorists, and that is all bad things here on this this map here, D Nick. As we see the spray from Steel trying to do some damage through that squeaky door, but he's not coming up with anything there. Heavy stack there in the lobby of the terrorists, and they are just being patient. It looks like they may be setting up for another Sky Flash take here.
A repeat strat isn't uncommon for Nuke, especially since your avenues and your choices are a bit limited, but for something like that, they must be very confident in the fact that they know exactly where Homeless is playing in there. And that could be a game tape thing, that could be a feel sort of thing, like a pattern recognition thing, but that it's bold to do that. It's dangerous to also do it against a team as good as Homeless.
Yeah. We see Sean Garris with the op is going to be trying to work this pick over at ramp. Sunfist actually almost body blocked him right there, but he was able to get out, missed the shot that he was trying to take, and now they actually have moved towards ramp, and we've seen this passive nature here from Homeless. Once again, they give up the ramp. Smart. I mean, you know, if it's one man.
Look, they want heaven.
Yeah, and they might come up with this. Sean Garris walking with that scope out, not able to get the kill, but nothing is there to back him up. And there's TCK getting 2. Can he get a 3rd? Cannot. Semphis takes him down, but Daze is there up on the rafters as well, taking 2 down. And it looks like Daze has not missed a beat, trying to finish it off with the pistol, but he can't do it. Semphis, 13 health, and he's on a clutch opportunity here. Doesn't even get the bomb down, so that's another round for Homeless, and that's going to allow him to buy on this next round.
That was one of those yes, 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 no, no moments for Daze. That was very sad. You could see him literally draw an outline of the bullet impacts around his opponent there. Homeless just cannot catch a break. They cannot, but they finally make something happen here. They're having a hard time translating their success in kills to success in rounds. Monty finally put something together for them here. If you'll pull up the overhead map for me, you'll see that 3 are pushing outer, including the bomb carrier. That's nothing who's coming with them. This is something that we've seen before. Daze previously played this position. This is a personnel changeup here that they want to... Oh, no! Swag is very thorough about his corner checks. Blast Frost, who goes down at the old secret steps. There are no more active defenders at outer. Monty is the closest one who actually they've circled around. Look at this. The people at lower are coming back up. Steel is going to clamp down on Sean Garris, who is not waiting for him to be on that side of the smoke. He was actually waiting for him to be at the bottom of the steps. You know, we've been critical a little bit, just a bit critical about Homeless being exclusively passive at outer instead of fighting a hard hold at outer. But this round, it really worked. 3 terrorists alive, all at upper. Nothing holds the bomb, and he will plant it behind these dual silos. Daze and Steel have to retake, and it's going to be an ugly one for them, but considering how advanced it is in the first half, they're probably going to try. Steel coming under, he wants to go through the vents. Daze is waiting for the ladder, and he's going to wait for his buddy Steel to be ready for him. Steel actually backs off. He thought about it, and you can tell that through their body language, yeah, we were going to try to do the retake, and somehow, some way, Daze called it off. He said... Oh, okay, we'll play for the 9-6. Here comes the hunt. Tempest looks right. He sees the first one. He takes down Daze. Gets brought down by Steel. It's a one-on-one, and Hiko will just probably save his gun or spray through the door, attempting to hit Steel. Sadly, Hiko forgot about the fact that the bomb pierces through the floor. He goes down, but it doesn't matter. They have tons of money, and they're up by 5.
Yeah, tons of money, and now Homeless is back to another save round, so Complexity is looking strong, very strong here on this first half of the map. 9-4 so far, and it's most likely going to turn into 10-4 here after this round. Let's see what Complexity has in store. And as you said, despite having such a narrow way, such single lanes to go to, and really not too many strats to be had on it, Complexity has done a really good job of just changing it up every round. We've seen maybe only a few repeat strategies. I believe it was that boost on Adder, which they've only done twice, but they're actually doing a really good job here. As we see, kills are exchanged. Homeless Steel is defending the ramp area with only 11 health. He goes down. Hiko grabs another one. That's Frost over at the Heaven area, and that leaves a nice choice here for for Complexity, as TCK almost picks up one from behind.
I have to agree with you, and since it's the go around, maybe we get this out of the way now. It seems to me, looking at the way Complexity is playing it, it's more fluid. We've only seen maybe 3 hard strats, and it looks like the rest have been sort of defaults and creeps toward one way just to gather some information there. And it's probably the smartest way to play that with that, because Homeless is very amoebic in the way that they play CT, and it's dangerous to assume that your set strats will automatically find people waiting for them, because if you, for example, had a set strat for Outer and charged the warehouse, you might not find anyone there for maybe 3 rounds straight.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I gotta say, people keep asking who's co-casting. I am Klops. I am a normal caster here on Fixation TV. I've just been missing on every Wednesday that MSI Beta has been going on. So yes, hello everybody.
We'll get to that in a second. We'll plug you in a second. It's an inner hold here with the exception of Semphis. Semphis is very smart here. He hasn't shown himself at Outer. This must be a coordinated look, or he's just being very careful to shoulder peek Outer. He's going to throw a smoke, it looks like, or a flash to prep. He throws it over, and that's intended for the outer railing person defending there. TCK doesn't get flashed, but smart enough to flick away. If he gets this shot down, he's got a double for himself. Semphis is the only one who's traded thus far. Sean Gares joins the party. It's down to a 3-on-2, and Homeless, they really need this last round. I cannot emphasize it enough, but Steel is really stuck. Steel drills Sean Gares. I don't know how he saw him. We have X-ray, and I can still barely see him. He goes on the other side of the smoke, sees nades coming through, and he eats it. That one lands right at his feet. That really just landed in his foot. Like it. I don't think he thought it would bounce as close to him as it actually did.
Yeah, it looks like the box was blocking a little bit, but
yeah, it looks like a misjudged nade, and honestly, I thought it would sail right past him, but it didn't, and he ate all of it, so he's down to 8 health. I'll go to him. Our number 7 man is at the hut, thinking, well, I got 15 seconds. This is a forced bomb plant. I let the clock age just too much. But it's the last round of the half, so I got to make something happen here. Days coming up through the vent will find nothing. Peeks a couple times. He's going to do this with Monty. Remember, he doesn't want to risk this at all, and we know how dangerous he could be. First shot out, missed by both parties. Days cleans it up. It's going to be a 10-5 split for the half, and if you're Homeless,
not feeling too good about that CT side. Not really.
All right, so we'll get to our comments and our thoughts about the half right after the break. You guys are watching the MSI Beat It Grand Final Game 1 between Homeless and Complexity. See you in a sec.
We are back. The second half is going to be commencing here in about 20 seconds. You guys are watching the MSI Beat It Grand Finals. It is Complexity versus Homeless here on Fixation TV. I'm Klops here with Cotton. I think he's lurking around there somewhere. The second half is going to be starting really soon.
Why do I have to be lurking?
I don't know. I just didn't hear you. I usually hear your mic trigger on, and I didn't hear you, so I was wondering if you were even there.
I'm sitting quite prominently with good posture.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Here comes the second half. We'll get underway in just a second. You guys should know that this is the best of 3. The winner will go on to represent all of North America, maybe just the U.S. I'm not, they're opening new theaters every day. Who knows if it's actually all of North America? They'll go on to represent the U.S. in Shanghai for the Ultra Super Grand Finals. I don't actually know the title for that one. It's got to be something very majestic because these are the Grand Finals for this region. First shot sent out. That's Swag, who tags Dazed, who just got a little bit of information and is happy enough that he didn't get neck-shotted or head-shotted or gushed in some way. First shots exchanged. Afterward is TCK. Gets the first kill around. First blood goes to him. Nothing, who was trailing behind, thought he might surprise TCK, but does not. And Swag having really hard time getting that kill. Tries to peek back out 4 times and surprisingly walks out with his life until that moment where Monty cleaned him up here. Homeless, of course, needs as many rounds as it can get, and starting with a pistol round would be stellar for them. Hiko goes down. Sean Gears will be the last. Our number 8 man has a silenced USP, but chooses not to be stealthy at all. Gets blasted. Says hello to TCK's Glock. That's the first for them. Homeless can, if they do this right. I'm saying if they do this right, Clay, they can put up 8.
They can. They can put up 8 if done right. I'm sure we'll see a bye here on the third round of this half from Complexity. If not, some good eco rounds here. A little bit of strategy play there by Complexity. They actually completely gave up outer right there, which allowed 3 members of Homeless to enter secret, no problem, uncontested, and they were able to get down there and get the easy kill onto that man in the vents. I forget who it was, but and then they cleaned it up with Hiko there on the bottom. But it was also good entries and picks from the other 2 men up top from Homeless, so good job by them.
Can I just point out that Steel has missed the big rock jump like 3 times now, and he's getting really frustrated.
Yeah, I was thinking of not pointing that out, but you went ahead and did it, so yes, Steel failed. And we see 3 men setting up at outer once again. This time Swag is here to defend. Steel is trying to get a headshot here, and Swag's trying to do the same, but he's going to end up facing 2 here who have AKs and Galils. Steel still can't hit that shot, and it looks like Swag might be able to get the kill. Steel had to abandon that with only 10 health left.
Swag showing no fear, just standing in there fighting a rifle.
He's like, all I got is a pistol and I can see your head. I think I got a pretty good chance of taking you out here.
Real quick addition, Swag has 1 bullet after all that spamming, and he's dead anyway.
Yeah, that USP has a very limited ammo clip, which if you spam that quite a bit, you will run out of ammo very quickly, as we just saw. And look at this, as I was talking, Homeless does a great job taking down 3 people, only losing 1. That's going to leave Hiko and Semphis on the clutch here. Hiko goes down right there, and now it's all up to Semphis with his P2000 Scorpion. And he's coming up. He has a chance to take Steel here, possibly.
That's possibly in quotation marks.
Yeah, possibly. As TCK and Steel both peek out together. Good communication by those guys. They grab the kill, and that makes it 10-7. Homeless starting it off right.
Let us reiterate, this is as close as necessary as you can get for the first 3 rounds of the second half when you're buried and down by 5 to Complexity, who is, of course, probably, in the eyes of many power ranked, is the #1 squad in all of North America here. You've got to make your impressions right. You've got to get your rounds locked down and be very clean on all your strats, as Homeless is being right now. Steel saying, whatever, just boost me. I give up. He boosts onto the big rock. He's going to be fighting the person holding outer. That's Sean Gares, of course, who does not have, who does not have an op, is going for headshots with scouts. He gets a shot on 2. Frost and Steel are down to half health each, but he's just registered that this is a buy.
Oh,
consider this a surprise buy. Actually, Steel finally making up for a couple of lost shots over the last round. Nails a nice 4 burst, bringing down Sean Gares and his scout. Remember, there's a patch today, and it could be affecting people's play. Know that acceleration for all weapons are different across what weapon you're carrying and affect the way you move. It could affect ADAD, it could affect Ping, it could affect Monty, who gets shot and absolutely destroyed because he had no idea how he got shot. Cephas has dropped back. He's up top at the heaven position. He's got one right below him. Now TCK coming through the hut is going to try to pair with his buddy Steel on the opposite side as CT spawn to clamp down on upper, and Daze wants to clean up ramp to make this a full-on vice grip. Whether or not they accomplish that is another story entirely, because it's hard to enter unless TCK blasts people like that. He gets a one-man trade and nothing. Trades out two. Dazed and Steel doing the rest. It's down to a 1-on-2, and Hiko's got the wrong gun. He's got the swag, and he misses his shot. He could have had Steel if he put one of those three, or two of those three shots on Steel, but it didn't happen. Homeless has done what we asked. They have drawn within 2, and that's as good as you can start.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got the wrong gun. What are you talking about? He's got a swag 7, man.
The swag is it's the right. It's the right gun. Fine.
Come on now. So they do win the first 3, so that is very good for them, and it actually puts Complexity back into a save because they did buy on that 3rd round. So this does give them the chance to bring it within 1 here. And let's see if they can pull it off. We see Sean Garris is pushing up on that squeaky door. And I'm actually going to go to his perspective real quick. I should have stayed on Steel, but Frost actually. He's actually facing up with 1 in secret. The bars of that of the stairwell right there getting in his way just a little bit. He probably would have had that kill a little bit sooner, and that leaves nothing all by himself on the defense outside, but Monty cleans him up, and now we see the push from Hiko and Semphis from the ramp area as they are being taken down methodically, and now Sean Garris tried to get the surprise in, but TCK just turned around and instantly gibbed him in the head, and that's going to clean up the round here. 9 for Homeless. Complexity still in the lead by 1 with 10.
Great assessment there. Great assessment, you know, whether or not it was a calculated play, they knew exactly what was happening. Complexity must be on an eco round. All we have to do is wait for them to get a little bit antsy to have them charge us and try to make a big play, because you know Complexity is very confident in their ability to shoot. You could guarantee that somebody was going to try to make a play. They waited back, they caught everybody charging, and they didn't lose a single person here. Steel, foregoing any help, or foregoing the single jump, looks for help, sprays down, misses nothing, gets it on the 2nd try. Nice kill there. That's the first person that was at outer. It's a 3-man hold at outer, and Steel doesn't care. Swag goes down as well. The 3rd person in the triumvirate of the outer hold is fighting from the CT box. They've swapped over another person here. They've reinforced outer and made it technically a 4-person hold over the course of the round here. They absolutely do not want to give up outer, which is very different from what we saw in terms of Homeless's style on this sort of hold.
Yeah, Homeless was playing really passive. They were ready to give up outer and ramp room as soon as they saw pretty much any signs of aggression here, and it wasn't really paying off for him.
Pico having a bit of a difficult time navigating around that box, backed up into it, thought he might get sprayed down here. We'll go one-on-one with Steel, see who gets the best of whom. We'll pan away from that, actually, because Auto Director doesn't like it. Squeaky door opens. Did Semphis see it? I don't think he did. I think it opened right at the very end of his cycle back behind those tires. So the bomb plant is clean. It looks like Complexity is happy enough to shoot Daze in the back, first of all, then also give up the site, because you can tell by the body language, nobody's moving. They're just going to surrender this one, accept that it's going to be 10-10, and try to win it from an even keel.
Exactly. And looking at the money situation, it's up to Nothing and Swag. They are a little low on funds. I believe they might get bought here by their team. Maybe not.
Look at this. Yesterday's candidate for MVP. A lot of people could be a candidate for MVP yesterday. Frost is sitting at a 3-12 here. He's having a tough day, and Homeless needs him to pick it up to start making a big impact.
Yeah. He wasn't doing too bad CT side, but or no, that's actually carries over, right? Yeah, it did. Never mind. Yeah, he's not doing well. That's my mistake.
Yeah, no restart on this server. All these scores carry over.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. That you have a great day and then just completely off the next day, and that's what we're seeing here with Frost. And I mean, if he was just playing just a little bit better, I mean, this game could be completely different. As we see, it is going quite well for Homeless so far this half. They brought it to a tie. Steel trades a kill there with Sean Garris, and Swag actually looking really low along with Hiko. Steel might pick up another one right there, and he does on to Semphis. Steel has been doing phenomenal this game, especially in terms of T-side entry kills.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. They've been devastating. Like, he's been trading two to his 1 pretty consistently now for the entire game.
TCK picks up another one, and that's going to leave Swag at 10 health and Hiko at 41, so this is not looking good for these guys. But he does get that nice kill onto Monty. Steel returns the favor, and that leaves Hiko as our clutch man, as we've seen many times so far this game. He's got some big shoes to fill right here, though, because it is a 1 versus 3, and they do have the site pretty much locked down. As we see, he goes down to a nade as he kills
Posthumous nade.
That's a quad for Steel in that round, by the way.
That's a great quad over a long course of time here, and sometimes those rounds, I've heard many people say this before, and it's so true as a caster. You see the course of a round unfold over a long duration of time. You don't even notice quads happen. Those are the sneaky quads, but you know they don't diminish the quality of them at all. Homeless is finally taking a lead, and I don't think it's a stretch to say that the comeback is on. Complexity must be feeling a little bit of pressure here as they go into another gun round here. Wow, Swag makes Steel a little bit sad as he tried to do some sort of set nade for the mini. He just gets cut down, threshed like wheat. 4 left for the terrorist, holding in inner. They're looking for a push, but Complexity knows their leverage situation here. They kind of understand exactly what they just did to them. They know that they kind of busted their strat, so they're not going to push. They're going to sit on what they have and occupy the real estate that they already own. It's going to be a 2-2 split. It looks like a work toward ramp, and it looks like Frost and Monty are now charged to getting toward what I would guess is a wraparound either to heaven or hell, or all the way down to ramp to come up ramp because they want to isolate the default ramp and they have time to work on it. So this is a very highly intricate secondary strat that gets called up by Dazed, I guess, probably, to get them back into this one. Frost nails another shot here, finally clawing back into this one after having a tough first half, and it's paying off here. This patience is starting to unfold in a way that maybe Complexity shouldn't have allowed to happen, especially when we said that you should be a little patient here. By the way, when we were complimenting nothing, he keeps on doing it. He's got a triple there in I think maybe a total of 5 seconds. Frost getting sprayed down from Sempus long range. It's 11-11. It's getting real close.
Yeah, it is. Whew. Game is going strong. Homos is showing a strong T side here, and like I said, I think it's mostly thanks to Steel and his amazing entry frags. Dazed also doing well, TCK too. They're all having a helping hand here except for Mr. Frost, who's, like we pointed out earlier, lagging a bit behind here. But it is tied up 11-11. Let's take a look at the split. See 3 members of Homos are heading out, 2 staying at the lobby. And that pre-fire from Swag once again, hoping to catch Steel moving into that hut another time, but he's not going to. Smoke down, throwing a nade, and breaking the vents, heading back down towards Secret. Looking at, we see that is, oh, who is that? I believe that's Nothing in the, no, excuse me, that was Sempus in the garage. These tags here on this minimap are really screwing me. Thank you, Valve. But anyways, yes, he is over in the garage. Sempus is moving back towards heaven, and now they give up outer, actually, and focus on ramp here, but it was only 1 man. It was Dazed. So we see 2 men are up top over at the garage. 1 man Steel has made it down Secret, and that's going to be Swag on the defense there. Just drops down on the stairs at the worst time possible. Barely misses him, but he does pick up the kill, and that leaves Monty, TCK, and Frost as the only members of Homeless alive against 5 members of Complexity.
Look at the relative health for Complexity. They've barely been scathed. It's a good round for them. Very strong and leaning toward their even more dramatically toward their victory for this particular exchange.
Oh man, they are just having a great round right now. Like you said, they pick up all the kills right there. Not 1 member of Complexity died right there. Hiko took a little bit of damage, but overall great round for Complexity, and that makes it 12-11 now.
Coming down to the stretch, those sorts of rounds can really throw you off your game. When you don't get anything, when you clearly see that nothing went right that round, everyone died, no one got their assignment done, that can be very disheartening. For a team as experienced as Homeless, though, that will not be the case here. They have to claw their way into this one and retake the lead, obviously to take the map, but also to give themselves a chance to end up in Shanghai later this year. Whether or not they can do that has been a case of debate lately. We can get to that as an off-topic sort of after game chatter later. Pull up the overhead for me, Clay. Show everybody what's going on. It's that same default look that Homeless has been using. They're sending 3 outer, and they want to clear out anybody who's holding it. They know Complexity's been doing a bit of a hard hold on outer, making sure that nobody can push through without being uncontested, and they're okay with that. They're ready to fight because they understand exactly how Complexity feels about holding onto outer. Sean Gares and Sempus will be duoing holding a crossfire, a long-distance crossfire at least, until his teammate Semphis drops back from the warehouse to support him at the held position. Here comes the inner entry. Semphis lands a long-distance pick, showing that he understood the situation, comes around the corner, helps out his teammate. This is going so quickly in the favor of Complexity. It was a beautiful rotate. You know, the kills obviously happened inner, and the hold obviously happened at inner, but that confusion caused by Semphis shooting people in the back held up everybody into mini, and they didn't get their eyes forward to look at the people who were defending the bomb site there. That distraction, I think, won the round.
Yeah, it was really good. Homeless tried to do a smoke fake towards Secret, it looked like, and then they boosted onto Mini and tried to sneak in that way. But like you said, Semphis backed out and was able to get everyone's attention right there, get a couple kills, and alert his team that they were trying to make it the play to inner. And it was just completely shut down. So Complexity picks up another round, and we see we are on to the next one, and it looks to be the same setup that we saw last time. Steel is actually on Mini, and he has made it. Ooh, was going to look like he was going to enter, but Semphis put the shut the party down there, and now it's up to Swag against 2 here, trying to go down lower. That's Monty and Frost, I believe, down there, just waiting. They seem to know that someone should be down there, so they're going to wait for them to get aggressive and try to push, and they're going to try to take that gun that he has. TCK and Dazed are going to be working ramp here, trying to get that pick. They do get it onto Sean Garris. He just looks like he hit Dazed in the shoulder. Wasn't able to come up with anything other than that, and I think they will be committing lower now. So we see Semphis is on the flank. Does pick up Frost, and that's going to leave Monty with no gun, actually.
Does he know that there's somebody else there?
I don't think he does. He didn't see it, yeah.
He's about to get ambushed. This is going to get ugly.
On Monty's perspective, he does have a chance here. He does get the kill onto Semphis, but he is the only one left, as his partner Frost went, excuse me, Daze died upper. Monty has a chance to grab kill here through the vent. Look at this. Swag doing work here on that ladder, still making it seem accurate as the bomb is trying to be planted. He didn't get the bomb plant, but it's pretty much going to be a suicide here, as he does get a kill though, and then Hiko finishes it off, and that's going to be the round for Complexity, making it 14-11.
Let's reverse. What was Swag doing? He could have easily just died dancing on that ladder, and he couldn't seem to get down. He's laughing at himself, thinking, like, that was the most goofy round. Complexity started with the vice grips on. They are at the 15th. If they can win it, they've achieved the tie point. If they win another, that's the match point. It will be the first of the best of 3. Take a look at your tab screen. Let's look at the money situation. Looking a little bit strapped for cash is Homeless. They've got pretty decent buys for this round. They've got full nades for 2 players, armor and AKs for everyone else, so they could get something done here. But barring a win, you know, bomb plant might not even get you back up to the ability to buy because you're that poor. Look, Frost has no money. Steel has 50. Looking a little bit ugly here. Passive hold for Complexity, which is a little bit of a change of pace for them. They've dropped back to the heaven position. I thought Sean Garris tracked somebody from the smoke. Takes the first shot, actually takes the first 2 shots with the Scar. Both of them are true, and Steel feels both of them. He drops. He's the first casualty of the round. Homeless does not want that to happen. Of course, they are trailing and almost on the verge of seceding. Hate saying that word. This first game to Complexity. They cannot afford that. They won't want it to happen. They don't want to drag this out till 3. They want to clean it up, and that flashbang just gave away Hiko's position. At least makes Daze drop back, and if Hiko gets a little bit brave here, he's going to be fighting 2. Takes the first shot, cuts out the tandem attack of TCK and Daze. If he brings out a second, gets a double. Yes, he does. That was beautiful. He's done his job for the round. Frost and Monty now scratching their heads a little bit, thinking, oh, really? Actually, it's just Frost. Really. He sees the barrel of Swag, brings him down. That's a small achievement for the round, but there is nothing to clean him up. Waiting like a specter at the bottom of the ladder. He literally looked away. No one was there. Came back like and somebody was waiting. Like, that's just... that's a, like, really moment. Like, that just happened. So, yeah. On to the match point here. Clay, your thoughts on Homeless kind of falling apart in this?
Well, I mean, they had a good round, but I don't really necessarily know what happened exactly, because they were still looking good. It's just Complexity just seemed to tighten up the screws and started making the shots that they needed to make, and I mean, just shut down Homeless on the last few rounds.
Yeah, no magic tricks there. That was in large part by Hiko just drilling shots, just making sure nobody was coming through that ramp. He locked that down, And Monty gets the first one of the round. Sean Gares goes down, and so does Semphis, looking good for Homeless, of course, who needs to make a statement here. Early flash for nothing, makes Steel look away. Smart play by him, charges out and equals it all up. Great play by him. Great half by him, by the way. He gets shot in the back, and there's nothing you can do about that. It's 2-on-2, Hiko and Swag versus Monty and Frost. Monty's choosing to carry the bomb and follow his teammate down to lower. I think that it's just registered with the counter terrorist. Oh, God. We're out of position. Now, Homeless is being a little bit tentative here, thinking that they might not be out of position, that they are actually there waiting for them. This hold will actually buy Complexity some time to make the adjustments. So if Hiko or Swag want to give up their position at upper to go check lower, perhaps that would be a wise choice. Or you could be walking into a death trap, you know, considering the options here. Spray down by Swag, won't hit anybody, thinking that he might hit the bomb planter there. A clever play by him, ultimately doesn't deliver anything. Hiko will drop it, he'll be facing someone immediately. He hears the ladder, and he gets taken out. It's a trade, Swag goes down. Now it's Hiko versus Monty. Can Hiko clean this one up and bring the first game home? He can't. Homeless will claw out for another round. 15-12 to Complexity.
Homeless still sticking in it. And good job by them. They're going to be able to buy here since they won, obviously. Complexity is still looking really healthy in terms of cash, though. So it's still a tough battle ahead for Homeless here.
Absolutely, absolutely. I have to be wondering if Homeless can bring it back one more time. They'll most likely be forcing an eco round for Complexity. So if they get this round, you can count this like a 15-14 sort of situation almost.
Definitely, yeah. It's going to be very, very close here, and it's all going to depend on this run right here.
Swag gets tagged in the foot. He knows just by association that if I got shot from that angle, that means that there's someone on top of the big rock. He calls out for his teammate to help him, Sean Gares, but he gets taken out. So Semphis must fill the role, and he does so admirably. Frost goes down, one at the red. Oh no, Brax. I did it. I can't believe I did that. Swag runs out of ammo because of the limited capacity of the magazine for that M4. Complexity cleans it up. That's Hiko with the last one. It's 16-12. First game, Complexity in a best of 3. You are watching the MSI Grand Finals. I am Cotton. My partner is Klops. You are watching Fixation TV. We're thinking we're going to go to a break, and hopefully these players will continue soon after. See you guys in a bit.